All right. All right. What's up, everybody? I am pumped about this conversation with Brad Cardwell. I've known Brad for, I don't know, a long time. Most of the tenure that we've had as a relationship, he was at Embrace Home Loans, where he was the VP of Innovation, managed the technology. I had MortgageCoach. We would sell to you. You would support what we do. So I knew you from that desk for a long time, and now
Yep.
uh, you're VP of Sales with Down Payment Assistance Resource or Down Payment Resources,
Yeah.
which is the leading uh, database and platform to find down payment assistance programs in America. It is used by Zillow and Redfin and just countless lenders, loan officers, government agencies to
Mhm.
democratize down payment assistance programs so people can
Yeah.
find them and get access to when they need them. So, how you doing, my friend?
Great. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is 2025. Last year, the average age of a first-time home buyer was 38. The year before that, it was 35. And then for literally 4 decades before that, it was like 29 to 32. Like literally for 4 decades, first-time home buyers have averaged 29 to 32. And then we're just boom, 38.
Yeah.
We got a real problem on our hands. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
And last year, I think those only accounted for probably 20% of all first-time home buyers that, 20, late 20s to 30. Now they're 31 to 40 is, I think, 35% of all, which represents a lot of that, those 38-year-olds, right? And then staggering, I realized from Realtor.com, 25% in the 41 to 50 year olds. Who would think that like those are can be first time home buyers, right? So, interesting stuff anyway. But that's your I think your audience, when people think about the audience for that first time home buyer, I think sometimes we have things myths stuck in our heads about who they are, and I think it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, one of the beliefs I have coming into 2025 is that it's hard. Like interest rates are high, values are high. There is an affordability crisis in America. These things are true, but there's a tremendous opportunity to help move up buyers get clear that you should move up or move down, and then I believe every mortgage professional should like be a first time home buyer specialist. Like that is a niche that I think will serve people going forward on that. And so I do want to talk about just how do we help first-time homebuyers at the whole, and then I do want to talk about all the different ways in which both loan officers and lenders can be more proactive and more strategic when it comes to down payments, down payment assistance programs, DPA.
Yeah,
So
sure.
what are your thoughts as a whole? Is just what are you hearing? Because you're going to the different shows, you're talking to executive teams. What percentage of lenders are really leaning into a first-time homebuyer strategy and really putting a lot of resources, a lot of content around that? Is everybody doing it?
Yeah, not everyone. The what I find is those who are really leaning in, right? They understand some well, they're putting into practice some concepts around down payment assistance. And I think there's a lot of myths out there. We have a we have a webinar we do, Mythbusters on down payment assistance. But there's so many myths out there around margins and how much we can make, or having lost leaders, or not wanting to do bond loans. And there are so many programs. There's over 2,400 and change programs out there in the United States right now today. And many lenders are leaning in to, number one, make sure their loan officers are educated, help them educate realtors and really develop those relationships so that they have a unique position in the marketplace. And then also, really assisting with the content that they have online. When you go to their website, they have dedicated pages, whether the loan officer's tied in personally with their brand on a page, or if it's a corporate piece, they are using that to help educate, draw in leads, and it's definitely making a difference.
Well, let's talk, the theme of this call is how lenders and loan officers can turn affordability challenges into a real competitive advantage. I have some thoughts on this. One thought I have, and I think it was a post that you guys, it might have been your post, might have been someone in your company, but did a post on like a very big percentage of people that got FHA loans qualified for
Mm.
down payment assistance programs, and literally a fraction, only like 18, I'm just making up the
Yep.
number, but it was like less
Yep.
than 25% of them used it. So literally you had 80% of people that got loans that could have qualified. Like, and I also think that's another thing our industry needs to stop thinking about is down payment assistance programs aren't just for people who need it. It's like even if they don't need it, it's leveraged money, and a
Yeah.
good local mortgage professional is going to
Yeah.
help their first-time home buyers find that money and use that money. What are your thoughts on
Right.
that?
Yeah. So you're exactly right. And you had the numbers right on. 18% used them. 80% of closed FHA loans did not take advantage, and they could have. They qualified. So, um, think about this from maybe not, let's go start with the lender's point of view. When we talk about de-risking, um, consumers de-risking your asset, if you can put a customer in a better position with more assets in the bank when they close, you're setting them up for success. They have that maybe the emergency fund, or they have those funds that they're not depleting everything when they get into that home, and that is going to make a more secure asset for that lender. For the loan officer, I mean, think about the opportunities there. If you get good at a few programs that are in your sweet spot for your niche and your market, and you help educate your realtors, we can talk about that later. But for the customers, if you help them get into that home with a little extra money in their pocket, um, they're going to refer you. They're going to remember you when it's time to refinance and you want to come back. They're going to come to you. They're not going to go anywhere else. They're going to be sticky.
Yeah, and so think about also if you were the loan officer doing that FHA loan and the borrower didn't ask for it, but yet you did the research and found out that they qualified and you brought them that money. Um, think of the loyalty, think of the referrals,
Yeah.
think of I always talk like, hey, you need to go from loan officer that could close loans on time, close
Hmm.
smooth with competitive rates. Those are table stakes and be the
Yeah.
mortgage professional that helps people build wealth with real estate. And
Yeah.
what a better way to start that than get someone into a home. And if they do qualify, make sure that they're getting that and then making sure that they have a plan to move up. They have a
Yeah.
plan to, like, what is their real estate plan? So, anyone who's listening to this, if you are one of those loan officers that has leaned into being proactive with down payment assistance programs, let me know down below. I am looking to interview more mortgage professionals that are doing that. So Brad, let me just ask you that question. How would a loan officer go about if they're doing an FHA loan for someone and they knew that 80 some odd percent qualify for down payment assistance programs? How would a loan officer find that out? Like, what would be the process?
Yeah, I mean, they can jump on our website and put in the criteria for that customer. They can put in the like an address or property or generic county,
Walk
and
me through it. Let's like show how easy it is. And by the way, do they need to be a subscriber? Is this like free? Like, can just anyone do this?
yeah, so technically, you can get to our site and you can walk through that, but it's best if you are a subscriber at the loan officer level. So, like, if it's more of a broker level where they're just an individual subscriber, they can do that and they can come on our site. I'm going to share my screen right now and show that. If they're an enterprise customer or a lender, they would have access to all of their personalized programs that they offer. So I'm a loan officer. I am coming to this page here that I host. I've gone ahead in another screen here, and I've picked all the programs that I participate in as a lender, whether I'm brokering out or I'm the direct lender. But I have all the programs that I use, and I'm able to look and find programs that qualify. So let's just punch in some generic information here. I'm going to Denver County, Colorado. right away with nothing else here. Now, this is all programs that we support in the United States, but there's 55 programs. Some type of assistance. Could be grants, could be special purpose credit programs, could be programs from HFA, but there are 55 programs. And as I put in information about the property or about the consumer, that number is going to potentially change. So I'm going to put in 600,000. I'm going to put in $200,000 in income. Pretty high rate, you would think, for a first-time home buyer. Or would they be eligible? Would they meet AI requirements? Well, I just put that in, and there's still 22 programs available for that consumer. And I can
Make sure you
continue to
guys are
add.
looking kind of middle of the screen up top here. See
Yeah,
that 22? Yeah,
yeah,
thanks for, it was
exactly.
50. That said 55 a minute ago. So
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. So if it's a particular type of property, we're putting in a duplex, or we have statuses, right? You have veteran status, or we have a professional status like firefighter, educator, law enforcement. Those are other programs that might populate and change. So yeah, that just grew to 23 now. So when you look at that, we can
Hit
then
hit
look at.
okay, that's cool. I was
No,
gonna say
I'll search again.
hit duplex. I want to just
Yeah.
see if it just goes to like two.
No, doesn't hardly
Oh
change at
my
all.
God. And so by the way, guys, first time home buyers, like buy a duplex, buy a
Yeah,
triplex,
get
house
them to
hack
build
your
some
way
wealth.
in, buy a 3 bedroom house and rent out the room. So like this is where we were making the point. Like if you want home ownership, yeah, I was gonna say lower that.
So
Yeah,
so
we're
we got
just
27
compressed.
programs, right? That's a ton, right? So what are they? I can go in as a loan officer and I can look at the programs, I can view them. Some of these may be proprietary for particular master servicer, but here are all the programs that are in here. Some are from Click and Close, some are local, um, and there are special purpose programs, there are grants, all different types of programs. But as a loan officer, I can go in and I can choose to learn more about a particular program, and it's going to give me all the details without having to go to the website of that provider and be able to see what are the benefits. Why is this program good? What is great about it that I want to share with my customer? Do I want to put my customer in this particular program? Is it deferred? Is it forgivable? Things like that. I don't want to go too far into it, but those are some of the things you can do. And then you can actually compare up to 4 programs. I'm just going to randomly select 4. And this gives the loan officer a grid that's super easy to digest. And they can look and see, okay, which one of these programs is going to be best for my borrower, knowing what I know behind the scenes, right? Maybe they haven't completely applied yet, or we're just doing a pre-approval. But this gives me all types of information around credit, ratios, and there's the high level stuff. And then I can send this to a realtor to say, hey, here are some programs that might qualify for some of your people who are looking for homes, or um, or at least I know better what how I want to qualify them.
Cool. So one thing you could do to have a distinct and real advantage is make sure that you're smart around how to use this tool. You're resourced when to use this tool, and then use it. Help people save money. Help people get into to home ownership. If can an individual loan officer sign up for your service?
Yeah, they can. So the an individual loan officer can come to actually um, our internet page. It's called Down Payment Connect is the service. It's a widget, and they can actually host that widget on their personal web page through social, through email signatures, and they are able to have all of the programs. It actually looks like this page right here. So they can come here. Our realtors use this as well. So we have 800,000 agents actually using our platform and using our widgets, which we haven't
Wait,
touched
time
on.
out. 800,000 realtors are using this?
Yes, we haven't talked about that piece yet.
Yeah, I
What do
didn't realize that.
Dave, what do you think the number one question a realtor asks about down payment assistance? It is who in my area, where is a loan officer that supports down payment assistance and I can refer a customer to help educate them and get them into a home? That's the number
Really?
one question we get from realtors. And so we have brokers who buy our service. The brokers, the real estate agents can use the product for free when they have that service. But also individual realtors and loan officers can use our platform. And basically they have this as a widget. They can create their own leads. They can um, have it as a lead gen on their web page, and so a consumer can go in and they fill out the information just like we did for the loan officer.
So it's
They
like
can
a lead
they can
gen. I mean, that's what
they can.
Zillow's doing. You know,
That's
Zillow,
right.
one of the most viewed windows. And why do you think Zillow has a partnership with Down Payment Resources? Is because they know that it helps them drive traffic, engagement, value, and leads. So every mortgage professional could be doing that. I didn't realize you had that many real estate professionals on this. What about mortgage companies? Like, I get how a loan officer could do this. If do you have companies that have corporate partnerships with you?
Yeah, so we have enterprise lenders and they use our platform. So basically, when they get our platform, they're going to take of the 2,400 programs, they're going to take the ones that they work with or subscribe to. They're also going to use it to go into new markets. They want to, they're going to start lending in Florida. So what does Florida have? Oh, Florida has 130 programs. Which ones do we as a lender want to participate in? Let's find some low-hanging fruit that's super easy. We don't have to maybe even apply. We don't have to pay a fee, and we can find some grants or some community seconds that can give some relief to customers to have that extra money or lower their LTV or lower their DTI to help them get into a home. And when the when the enterprise lender has that, they not only have that directory so that their product team, capital markets, secondary operations are able to use all of those tools. But then the loan officer has the lookup tool that we just looked at. The consumer can go in and find a call to action that says down payment assistance is available. See if you are eligible. What a CTA, right? Maybe I'm not ready to apply now. I'm still 6, 12, 18 months out and I'm not ready to give my social. But do I qualify for DPA? I'll click on that button. I'll fill out a form that only requires 4 pieces of information, first, last, email, and phone. And that creates a lead for that loan officer and for a realtor partner if they're connected and co-branding together. So they both actually would get that lead. They can also allow their builder or realtor partner to advertise on their sites, which would bring that lead to both of them, keep that customer sticky, and allow them both to work with them together. So we have all of that, and then Dave, we have an integration into Encompass as well. So that allows the loan officer to, as soon as they start entering information from the 1003 into Encompass, it alerts them that DPA is available, and it is a tremendous tool to show them all the programs that are available, and it alerts them. You know, one of the things we haven't touched on yet is how many loans are denied every year, that could have qualified and could have closed if they would have used down payment assistance. We already talked about some of these FHA loans, that
And by the way, you can stop sharing your screen while we're having a fireside
yeah, sure,
chat.
sure, no problem. So, you know, in with these denied loans, we did a study with the Urban Institute in 2023. The average um, the average was 31% of denied loans across the major 10 MSAs in the United States, metropolitan areas. 31% could have qualified if they had access or knew about DPA. So let's break that down into just one state. Let's take New Jersey, for example. In New Jersey in 2023, there was over 800 million dollars in loans that qualified for DPA, but they denied by lenders. That's almost 3,000 units. If you take an average loan size like 320, right? So there's a huge untapped market out there, and that's one state. If you take Texas, you're in the billions, right? Um, Not every single person would have qualified. There's always, some hairy loans, right? Some challenging situations, but there is a lot of opportunity out there to educate borrowers, educate our loan officers, and help them understand how to get customers across the finish line.
So I think this is a super important skill for all the first home IQ ambassadors listening to this. Uh, Down Payment Resources is a great partner of ours that are very active in our community that have donated a lot of money and time to First Home IQ, which I am super grateful for. Um, what are when you think of some of the best loan officers that are using the down payment resource platform the best? What are some of the common traits that they have?
Yeah, great question, Dave. So, some of the best are really number one, they've honed their craft, right? They've developed those skills and educated themselves around down payment assistance. Where are they, how are they able to share that information, and how does that get out, right? So they write blogs, or they have information on their web page that talks about down payment assistance. And then they, of course, could use our widget or something like that to start drawing business or drawing leads. But they also partner, right? They partner with realtors, they partner with local community, they partner with builders, and they let them know that, listen, I am your source. I am uniquely positioned because here is what I bring to the table. So what realtor doesn't want to hear that you are bringing a unique product, mix and class to the situation, and you're able to help borrowers qualify. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily, obviously there's some DPAs that can take a little longer to qualify for. They require customers to take education classes, but if you are good at your role here and you are managing your DPA business well, you are setting customers up for success by getting them educated early and helping them understand what the process is. And you obviously have your partners in your business, your processors, your loan officer assistants that are on the same page, and you're all working together to get a customer through the process and get them there with less money.
Yeah. So, so I interviewed Rob Crane several months ago with Mose Gatling. And by the way, I'm going to put a link to that down below. Rob is the CEO and founder of Down Payment Resources. But I can't remember everything he shared, but he was talking about the Zillow and the Redfin relationship.
Mm,
And it got me thinking that there's a big lead gen opportunity for loan officers. What are some of the best practices, and what are some of the ways that people that are strategic clients of yours, that they're using the fact that they have access to your platform, they're first time home buyer specialists? What are some lead gen ideas, ways for it? I guess you said one, blog post, social
yeah,
media, but anything you want to call out, or is there anyone? I know Mose Gatling, guys, someone you should follow. We've interviewed her both in the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, and she's also been interviewed for First Home IQ. I think she was the leading loan officer in state of Nevada at down payment assistance programs.
I believe you're right. Yeah. Um, yeah, great question. I think, it's not far from the types of the ideas around blog posts and stuff like that, but so many are making sure that they are out there. When they do these lunch and learns, or they're doing some sort of seminars, when they are doing those, they are providing these links to clients so that they can do their own research. That's a huge part, right? This customer wants to be in a little bit of control. You can give them that feeling by giving them those links and letting them do their own research and type in their own details. But when a loan officer partners with someone else, a realtor, builder, whomever, and they're able to let them do work as well, right? They're able to put those links and that imagery and the phrases around down payment assistance on their web pages, and then customers click on those. The loan officer, I mean, they don't have to do any work there, right? They've already done the work. They've set up the process, and now their partners are involved in the traffic they draw on properties. So loan officers, we're selling loans, right? We're selling solutions. We're trying to bring in borrowers, but your realtors are showing properties. That link is on those properties. That link might be on a their web page, their listing. We had an opportunity down in South Carolina. It actually made the news where a realtor had barcodes on lawn signs, and it said down payment assistance is available for this house. How cool is that, right? And then you have your loan officer's name on the sign, you have your realtor's name on the sign. Somebody coming by just has to scan it with their phone, and it brings them right to their widget, to the loan officer's widget, to their unique page, and it allows the customer to fill out information and capture that. That's
Boom.
what the best are doing.
That's a lead gen. That's a differentiator. Look for homes where down payment assistance is eligible and available, and loan officer bring that idea to a real estate agent, and then have it packaged in a mortgage coach where it's like, hey, let me show you some ways to make this house more affordable and to get more people qualifying. So the combination of finding homes that qualify, package that in a mortgage coach, and then helping realtors broaden the net, make the home more available. What about this? So I think that data that I shared where 70, and I think the number is 78% of all FHA loans qualified for a down payment assistance program. Only 18% actually used it. And I'm pretty sure in any given year, the number of FHA loans is anywhere from like 900,000 to like 1.2 million, right? Something like that.
Yep.
Anyways, find out the math, but you can literally say there were 800,000 homes sold last year that could have had down payment assistance programs and didn't. And that's that we know of.
Right.
There's probably millions. And then you gave a stat about a specific state in New Jersey. Is there a way that the community of loan officers that are listening to this, they could find out what that stat is in the state that they live in?
Um, yes, I have the major states. I don't have all of them done. There's a little bit of math there to do, but we have a lot of the major ones, you know, your Florida, your Texas,
Would
California.
it be there's two ways we could do this. One, we could direct people to reach out to you, which I mean, I don't know how many people are going to hear it and they want that. Or two, that what would be an interesting little collaboration between you and I is to write an article
Yeah.
and to like how hard would it be? And maybe you guys have already done it, where like every state, this is how many people we're talking about.
Yeah. We have a presentation that we've shown some conferences already with maybe 10 of those. And we could probably add more to it.
Well,
But yeah,
let's
let's
just do
think
10.
about that.
Let's maybe get me a slide or something, guys.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you heard what we just said and you want that, put a note in comments. Brad, if someone does want to learn about an enterprise partnership with you or sign up, what are the best ways for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, appreciate that. Best way is to reach directly out to me, Brad Cardwell, and my email address. I'm gonna share it here, but it's Brad C at downpaymentresource.com. It's Brad C at downpaymentresource.com. You should be able to see that on the screen right now. And then
Yeah,
my
there
phone
we
number
go.
here, 978-973-4349. And we'd be happy to do demos. We share our experiences. We show what we're doing, what other lenders are doing, right? I don't want to point out a particular lender, but you know, if I had an example of one, you know, right here, down payment assistance is available. So somebody can click on purchase a home, they can click on refi, or they can click on down payment assistance. And that is literally a link directly
Well,
to how we support them.
yeah, hey, go back to that website because
Yeah.
that is also a client of Trust Engine, our RWM.
Okay.
So what a and they're just a great independent mortgage banker.
Yep.
Love having that. And by the way, this is it. This is how a lender is turning home affordability into a competitive advantage. Every loan officer on this call, you can do this. Every lender, you can do this. Uh,
Yeah.
you can go ahead and stop sharing.
Yep.
As a reminder, I want to interview more people that are being proactive with down payment assistance programs, helping first-time home buyers. Let's get more first-time home buyers into home ownership in their 20s. If you're on this call, like we can't control the national stats, but you know what you can control? Your database. You can control your local market. You can control your social media, and you within your database, people could know that one, you don't need 20% to buy a home. That is still a common myth in America that way too many people do not realize that you don't need 20% to buy a home. So you could control that in your database. Way too many people could be buying a home in their 20s, but they're not creative enough, they're not
Mhm.
educated enough, they don't know the strategies, they don't know the down payment assistance programs. Guys, between First Home IQ as an educational platform and this down payment assistance program, you could get on the offense, stop waiting for people to call you, go on the, excuse me, get off the defense and waiting
Defense.
for
Yeah.
people to call you, get on the offense and reach out to your database. One of the things, if you are a trust engine platform, like you're using our mobile app, we're actually identifying people that are first-time home buyers that are eligible and that have a high propensity score to move up. So if you have that app, you'll know out of the thousands of people in your database or the hundreds, like here's the people you should call and have that first home IQ, down payment resources. Let's let's get you into
Yeah.
home ownership.
You know,
So any
Dave, another
closing?
piece, real
Oh, go
quick,
ahead.
another piece too. I forgot that I think I didn't realize until I really got into this is that if you click off that first time home buyer button, uncheck it, and check the currently own a home, the number is still incredibly high. If it was showing 50 programs, it's only going to drop to like 37 programs. It's only going to drop by like 25% that I already own a home and I can get assistance, down payment assistance to buy my next home as I move up or what have you. There's so many programs out there that do not have limits. They don't have income limits, they don't have pricing limits. And
Whoa, whoa,
the
whoa, 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 whoa. So you are telling me that there's a whole lot of move up down payment assistance programs. So this
yeah,
could become an incentive to get someone to list their home and move up.
yeah, if they meet the requirements, first, not even the 3 year rule that FHA has for if I'm a first time home buyer, right? Of how HUD defines it, but you can be a repeat home buyer and qualify for down payment assistance. Um, I did not understand I knew a couple out there, but I did not know the depth and breadth of that. Um, you can stack loans together. The highest I've ever heard, I think, is five, but creative loan officers, certainly Mosey for sure, is able to stack those loans together and put all that together so that there's almost zero money out of pocket for a consumer. And in the if you really educate yourself, the opportunities are really endless to help get customers across the line.
So I literally thought that we were going to spend this entire call talking about first time home buyers and set up the move up. But guys, think about the hero you'd be as a mortgage professional if you came to your agent with, hey, I've got an idea for all the listings that you have that are in the first time home buyer category to make them more attractive, sell them faster to a broader audience. And again, you need to know your local market. You need to know what down payment assistance programs are eligible for move up buyers. But what if you look that up, you did the math, and then you
Yeah.
said, "Hey, realtor, think of everybody in your database in this area that meets this criteria that you think maybe have a high propensity score to move up." And then we bring them a package. Like we
Yeah.
use Mortgage Coach to show the long-term benefits of homeownership and how moving up will help them build
Mhm.
wealth faster, and then have
Yeah,
a down payment assistance program as kind of a 1-2 punch. I'm digging
for
that,
sure.
bro.
And then we just posted yesterday in our new quarterly index, which you can pull off our website, um, around how many new programs are available for 2 unit properties. There's a whole bunch of new programs available this year over last year. So if you are educated in that way, you can certainly not just help people get into a home, but help them build wealth, help them get into that two family with down payment assistance so they can start realizing income from that property, help them build wealth. You will
Eh,
have a customer for life.
Yeah, here's another idea. One of the things that we have a lot of first home IQ ambassadors do is message their database, and they're doing first time home buyer um, workshops,
Yep.
webinars for families.
Yep.
But think of using the down payment um, resource as the angle. Like
Mhm.
do a training for all the ways to get down payment assistance resources, creative ways that would get more people to show up for your workshop, and then do a whole angle on this. Have you ever created any content that would be helpful and really like show a loan officer how to use down payment resources or how to use down payment assistance programs in a first time home buyer workshop? Do you have any
Yeah, I believe
videos
we
on that?
have. Yes, I think we do. Yes. I get
So
with our marketing department.
let's take it offline. It would be great to have, or maybe do another interview where we actually like, hey, here is a
Yeah.
workshop. We can even invite Mosey or someone. And then also, I would love to have that in the First Home IQ community. I would love to have that in the platform. So
Dave,
TBD.
something, sorry to interrupt, something that loan officers will say, and this holds them back, is that, well, my corporate or who I work for doesn't like to do DPAs or they don't want to do quote unquote bond loans. And if they look at our platform, their eyes will be opened, even capital markets folks, about how many programs are out there that are not bond related, or that they can marry up with a home ready, home possible, and other programs that Fannie and Freddie with their mission index, and the lender can realize the margin they want to, right? No SRP penalties, no, they can charge points or they can charge origination fees and still offer those grants and other programs. And everyone wins when everyone understands what's possible out there.
So there's a lot of preconceived notions where loan officers and lenders are, they put them in a box,
Mhm.
don't want to do them, they're too much work, or they've had
Yep.
some bad experiences where it just wasn't realistic. And you're saying, relook at this, like
Yep.
relook at what, as a loan officer, relook at what's eligible in your market. And there are some things that aren't as negative or as difficult as they thought. So relook at this.
We just loaded a grant last week. It's a it's a forgivable on day one grant worth $7,500. They apply, the foundation that created it just assigns it to someone or they have to apply for it, but there's no red tape. There's no restrictions basically. They just have to be a first-time home buyer for that one. But other than that, it's really just them, voting who are we going to give it to this month based on all of the people that applied. There are those programs in there. We find all of the local, community programs that are out there from foundations and nonprofits. And really, as I said before, the opportunities are endless.
All right. Well, let's go into wrap up mode. You're going to be at IMB next week, right? And
I am. Yeah.
so if you're a mortgage executive, I'm gonna try to get this posted tomorrow. No later than the next day. I will be at the IMB event, Independent Mortgage Bankers event in Austin, Texas for the first couple days of next week. You got a lot of
Yeah.
meetings? You pretty busy?
I do. They're coming together right now. But there's so many coming up between I'm sorry, Southern Secondary and New York Secondary, um, ICE Encompass event. There's a lot of events coming up that we're trying to pack in. So I'm excited, and yeah, if anyone's interested and sees this, please reach out. I'm on the list. I'm sure I'm in the app or whatever that looks like, and be happy to chat with you.
Well, make sure you follow this guy on social media. Follow Rob Crane, the CEO. Follow this company. This company is really doing great things. Think of it as like the pricing engine for down payment assistance programs for America. It truly is an innovation. Zillow has partnered with them. Redfin has partnered with them. Countless other big platforms are using this platform to create awareness and make it easy to find the right down payment assistance program at the right time for your customers. So check it out. Thank you, my friend, and I'll see you in Austin in a couple days. Uh,
Yeah.
Anyone that's watching this, if you got value, give it a like. So you're helping us with the algorithms. Share this with the mortgage friends that you think would get value. For any managers watching this, I think you should lean into this and share it with your loan officers. And if you are not already following savageinsights.com, there's a mobile club there where if you opt into my mobile club, a couple times a week, I am sending out a text that will turn loan officers into trusted modern mortgage advisors. So make sure you check it out. All right, guys, this is a wrap. Take care, everybody.